Good afternoon. It is that time. Ladies and gentlemen out there tuning in, thank you. This is the July 1st, Wednesday. Hello, July. We've been waiting for you. The halfway point of the new year. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wednesday episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only King of the Ice himself, Philly Pete. And we are live, as always, on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV. Tune in now to channel 761. And I am live right now. This show, as always, first and foremost, 12 Ounce Sports is the home for the best live talk shows and sports broadcasts. You know you can catch my show and all the others on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, but now you can also watch live on Zingo TV. Zingo TV has added 12 Ounce Sports to their long list of channels, and now, if you're on your smart TV, just download the app, flip to channel 761, that's 761, to catch all of our live 12 Ounce Sports programming, plus the replays. All you got to do, download Zingo TV, use the promo code 12ounce, that's 12OZ, when signing up. It is that simple. Be sure to also check out our latest blogs and podcasts as well on 12ouncesportsradio.com. Now, before I want to get into everything that I have on tap today, an action-packed show. Thank you all for tuning in today. MyBookie. First and foremost, MyBookie.ag is the place to be. First and foremost, when signing up for MyBookie.ag, make sure you use the promo code 12Ounce Sports. That's all one word, 12OZ Sports, when signing up, and they will deposit up to $1,000. Basically, they will match up to $1,000. It is the hottest site when it comes to betting. We are in the month of the return of sports, NBA and NHL. Hello, let's go. We're ready to rock. I think everyone out there tuning in is ready to rock as well. Ready for Philly Pete's bets as well for hockey. And I know my clients are ready. And oh man, I can't wait. I'm really, really excited. Just got to wait for the next few weeks now. But this is the month of returns of sports. Thank God, July 1st. And also, happy Canada Day to all my friends and family. I do have family in Toronto. All my friends and family up there in Canada tuning in live. My family, all my buddies up there, all my friends, all my Twitter friends. Happy Canada Day. Enjoy it. And I just wanted to get that off my chest. But again, mybookie.ag, when signing up for an account with MyBookie, please use the promo code 12Ounce Sports, 12OZ Sports, all one word, when signing up, and they will match your deposit up to $1,000. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back live. And, I'm truly, truly grateful for everyone that's tuning in today, all my 12 Ounce Sports family, and those tuning in on Zingo TV, channel 761. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Real quick, let's get into this show. We have a lot to talk about. Real quick, the COVID-19 testing. I want to get that involved. I know I only spoke for about 22 minutes yesterday due to a work situation with my job. However, real quick, COVID-19 testing results from the NHL. Now this is coming from Monday, the 29th of June. The NHL has had an excess of 250 players reporting to club training and practice facilities for optional participation in Phase 2 activities. Now, we've been in Phase 2 for almost a month now, and players have increased 2 times on the ice now ever since about 2 weeks ago now. So, but there has been an excess of 1,450 COVID-19 tests administered to this group of players. Those tests have resulted in a total of 15 players returning confirmed positive results for COVID-19. So out of 1,450 people, 15 players have confirmed positive, which is still pretty good. It's a shame for those 15 players, but for the rest, it's pretty good. Knowing the number that they tested. In addition, since June 8th, the opening of Phase 2, like I just said, the league is aware of 11 additional players who have tested positive for COVID-19 outside of the Phase 2 protocol. So this means all players who have tested positive have been self-isolated, obviously, and are following the CDC and Health Canada protocols. The NHL will continue to provide regular updates on the number of tests administered to the players and the results of those tests. So NHL is doing a very, very good job of doing this, and it's good news to hear. Everyone is staying put, but out of that large number of tests, that small amount of number tested positive. So I know it sucks for those that tested positive but for those rest of the players, it's good compared to what else is going on in the world. And the spike continues to grow in the States, which leads me to my next conversation about the two hub cities. Congratulations to the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Edmonton Oilers for hosting the NHL playoffs, as they were both selected per sources as the two hub cities. And this is great. Obviously, I was going to talk about this big time in terms of how, I know pre-hub city, I guessed and made a selection that Vegas would be the United States host hub and Toronto would be the other host hub. Well, listen, Philly Pete got one of two correct. And to be honest here, I wasn't surprised that two Canadian cities were going to be selected as the hub cities to host the NHL playoffs. It makes a lot of sense here. And this is basically what we're expecting now, because all the cases have risen tremendously. It has spiked over the last 3 to 4 weeks now, about a month, that has spiked the coronavirus positive cases all over the United States. So again, it's no shock to me that Canada is going to be hosting the NHL playoffs, respectively, in Edmonton and Toronto. So NHL is supposed to make the announcement sometime in late July, and it's per multiple reports, as I mentioned earlier, per tweet that I said. But obviously, in July, the NHL is expected to make Toronto and Edmonton the two central hub cities to host the playoffs. Again, this makes absolute sense to me. Canada has been doing really, really well with the outbreak of this pandemic, while the United States obviously is still going downhill, and more cases by the day as we speak now. So Canada, again, not only happy Canada Day, but congratulations on getting the NHL playoffs up there and ready to go. But the league and the players' union could be voting on the matter, along with critical dates and collective bargaining agreement, the CBA, as early as Friday or Saturday, according to TSN's insider Bob McKenzie. Toronto, obviously home of the Leafs, is tabbed for the Eastern Conference postseason. So those that are in the Eastern Conference will be playing in Toronto, while the Western Conference teams will be headed to Edmonton to play their NHL playoffs, respectively, in the Western Conference. So the city obviously recently hosted the 2016 World Cup of Hockey and had just north of 14,000 positive coronavirus cases since the start of the outbreak. Now, with the population of approximately 2.9 million people, that's 1 out of every 205 people that have tested positive, which is very, very good. Like I said, Canada is holding their ground. However, in comparison, a city in the United States like Chicago has 2.7 million inhabitants that had basically 52,340 positive corona cases as of yesterday. It's unreal. That's 1 out of every 51 people are getting tested positive for the coronavirus just in Chicago alone. So this is really, really outstanding news for the country of Canada, as well as Toronto and Edmonton, respectively, to host the Eastern and Western Conference playoffs. I'm very excited for this. And Edmonton's emergence as a frontrunner as a host site is a pivot from previous reports that basically tabbed that, we thought, and I thought, that Vegas was going to host the Western Conference hub for sure. But again, because of the outbreak in the States, it is going up to Edmonton. So obviously it is a no-brainer from the NHL. The county that Las Vegas is located in, Clark County, has over 15,000 positive cases of the coronavirus of its 2.2 million residents, and is coming down from a recent spike. It's an overwhelming majority of Nevada's 18,000 plus cases. Meanwhile, in Alberta, the province, obviously, which we all know Edmonton is in, has a reported of 8,100 positive cases out of its population of 4.4 million people. So again, that's very, very good news for Canada. They really do have it under control to compare to us. But it'll allow Edmonton to further display its state-of-the-art home of the Oilers, which is a.k.a. Rogers Place, which opened in 2016. Now, the Islanders and Rangers, who both made the NHL's expanded postseason format, would play its best-of-5 play-in series against the Florida Panthers and Carolina Hurricanes in Toronto. So, obviously that's just an example of what is going to go and happening for that. So once again, congratulations to Edmonton and Toronto for hosting the Western and Eastern Conference playoffs for the NHL. Congratulations. And we're going to move on from there. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Wednesday, July 1st. Happy July, everybody. July 1st episode of Pete's Power Play, hosted by the one, the only Philly Pete, the king of the ice himself. And again, we are live on 12-Ounce Sports Radio and Zingo TV. Make sure you all are tuning in to channel 761. You don't want to miss out on this Wednesday episode of Pete's Power Plays. Now, once again, before I get into my next topic here, mybookie.ag. Please, 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 I can't stress this enough. Everyone out there, please sign up for an account with mybookie.ag. When doing so, however, please make sure you use the promo code 12-Ounce Sports. That's all one word, 120Z Sports. When you are ready to rock and make an account with MyBookie, they will match your deposit up to $1,000. This is some good cash for me and for everyone out there. Sports are rising this month. This is the month of the returning of sports, NHL and NBA. Here we go. I expect to see a bunch of accounts being signed up for MyBookie and a bunch of money being cashed out on MyBookie. So once again, go into mybookie.ag. Make sure you use the promo code 12-Ounce Sports. That's 120Z Sports, all one word, when signing up for an account with MyBookie. And what can I say? Start cashing out today. And if you want to, if you're obviously when sports does come back at the end of this month here, we can hold you over here. There's a bunch of soccer going on now. Soccer has returned. You have basically every soccer league out there right now. La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, EPL, obviously. They are all ready to rock and roll. So those that are soccer fans, I do secretly bet on soccer big time. Overs are my specialty. But again, mybookie.ag. Check that out today. And also they have a badass casino to check out as well. So if you don't want to bet soccer, go hit up the blackjack table. Go hit up the roulette table. Play some 3-card poker. You guys are ready to go. So to scratch the itch, again, mybookie.ag, 12-Ounce Sports as your promo code. They will match your deposit up to $1,000. So here we go. Back at it. Real quick, I know I didn't get into this much on yesterday. But however, I just want to recap the NHL Draft Lottery. I want to get into these phases real quick. I know I explained basically the percentages and how Detroit failed and, to get the first pick overall. Lafreniere obviously won't be the face of the franchise of the Red Wings, but will be the face of a team that will lose in the first round of the playoffs. That had a 2.5, yes, I said that right, ladies and gentlemen, 2.5% chance to win the draft lottery. And Team E, congratulations. So basically, whoever gets ousted first with the lowest odds, congratulations, you're going to get the first pick overall. But I want to give you guys a breakdown real quick, and ladies, of course, the breakdown of how these phases work. Phase 1, obviously the first phase will essentially go through the same rules as usual. So obviously the first 3 drawings of the NHL draft. And, phase 2 it's not going to be necessary, obviously, should any of the 6 teams draw the pick number 1. So we know this already. That's what happened. That's what basically happened. The recap. So Mr. Bettman himself and other representatives drew first 3 picks of the draft before the draft lottery was broadcasted. Those obviously went to daily, and the broadcast began the current draft order after phase 1. Obviously, Team E with the 2.5%. LA Kings got a rise as well, moving up a couple spots. The Senators, I mentioned this on the show yesterday, that they were losers to me, just like Detroit. Detroit, I was hoping to be winners. But, Ottawa Senators had 2 chances to get the number 1 overall pick, and even 2 chances to get 2 of the top 3 picks. And to me, they were losers in this as well. They have 2 of the top 5 picks, which is fine. But with the odds they had, you would have thought, hey, maybe Sens will get the top 2 picks in the NHL draft. But unfortunately, they have 2 of the top 5 picks. Again, no harm done. But the chances of getting Lafreniere on the Sens were pretty, the odds were there for them to get it. What's there to lose for Ottawa? Lafreniere is to lose, and he will not be the face of the Sens for their franchise in the future. However, again, the Sens hold number 3 and number 5 respectively in the draft, and Detroit number 4. And yesterday's show, keep in mind about the potential trade with San Jose and Buffalo. That is speculating a lot a lot. I've been following that last night. It is on the rise as we speak. And it could go either way. Buffalo is, Eichel is very, very timid right now, very upset with the front office of Buffalo. And again, he might be on his way out. And again, the Sharks is very much on high alert to get Eichel. And in return, they're going to get They're going to get basically all the veterans that they need for Buffalo, including Brent Burns and Joe Thornton, along with Evander Kane as well, and Erik Karlsson. So by all means, this is going to work out great for both teams. But again, San Jose is basically on the road to basically rebuilding, and I do think that Eichel alongside with Tomas Hertl will be an amazing 1-2 combo there for San Jose. So we will see what happens. Stay tuned for that. But again, tanking isn't always the best way to ensure number one pick, as we know. As coming from a Flyers fan as well, look what happened. Blackhawks somehow, with the odds they had, got Patrick Kane. Flyers obviously had the worst team that year, and of course get the second pick in the draft and draft JVR. But again, here we go. Same predicament with the Red Wings. The league's worst points ended up with the fourth pick. And but again, the winners of the night, obviously I said yesterday, the Kings and Team E by far, and of course chaos as we speak. But Kings and Team E, obviously the biggest winners of the night. Obviously, Twitter fans out there, and mostly Detroit fans out there, and Senators fans out there, not happy whatsoever with the results. Now you're wondering why, but the main reason being that a qualifying team can lose in the qualifying rounds, but still have a chance for the number one pick. Of course, Alexis Lafreniere from yours truly, Canada, is a player that any of those 7 teams could use, obviously. But with that said, here is to having the team that will get Lafreniere. So, Team E, congratulations, and you're going to be in the playoffs, and then whoever basically gets that first pick is going to be rewarded with the best player coming out of the NHL draft. So congratulations to Team E, whoever that may be. I look forward to that as well. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the July 1st, Wednesday episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only King of the Ice himself, Philly Pete, live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, as always. Now, what basically a lot of you have been waiting for is the AEW Fighter Fest Night 1. I'm excited for this. I can't wait. It's part of a 2-night special in terms of weeks. So tonight's Night 1. Next Wednesday, July 8th, will be Night 2. To be honest, Night 1 has basically all the top matches compared to Night 2. But we will see. It's going to be exciting regardless. I can't wait. This is going to be fun. Again, 8 o'clock Eastern tonight on TNT. TNT's doing awesome with AEW right now and hosting basically a pay-per-view for free. You can't complain. And it's a 2-night event as well, back-to-back weeks of Fighter Fest. So this is, all fans of AEW are in for a big-time treat. And let's get down to it. Let's get down to what we have in store. Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus alongside Marco Stunt versus MJF and Wardlow. You know what? I love this match. This is going to be a great match to start off Fighter Fest. I believe this is the first match on the card. Last week we saw Wardlow and Luchasaurus basically fight each other in a lumberjack match, and it was bound to happen, this tag team match for sure. Now, Jurassic Express lost their singles attempts at silencing the duo, and MJF has not lost yet. Wardlow has 1 loss, so between the both, I think they're about 15-1, if I'm not mistaken. So this team is going to be up and coming, and just because, MJF is the baddest, out there in AEW, he can control everything. He's good on the mic. He's a great heel. I love everything about MJF. This match could go either way, but I'm going to go with the bad boys here, man. I'm going to take MJF and Wardlow in what should be a very, very great match. I believe this is going to be a good 20-minute match for sure to kick things off in Fighter Fest Night 1. But I just don't see MJF losing here anytime soon. I know it's a tag team match, but I'm going with the bad boys, MJF and Wardlow. But these two guys, between Jungle Boy and MJF, these are 2 young kids that are going to be growing up to make this league of wrestling very, very good. And I can't wait to see their future for sure. These are the big guns once everything is said and done for this company. So, again, this match could go either way. But, unfortunately, I'm taking the bad boys here of MJF and Wardlow. Next up, Santana and Ortiz versus the Private Party of Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy, alongside Broken Matt Hardy, or whatever Hardy we get, version 1 Hardy, whatever it may be. So back in 2019 of November, Private Party defeated Santana and Ortiz. The single blemish on their record will irk the Inner Circle's experienced tag team. In recent months, obviously, they have feuded with and have been tormented by various forms of Matt Hardy. Hilariously, the way that Matt Hardy is, he's a jokester, but he terrorized the duo during Double or Nothing, during the Stampede match in the pool in Jacksonville Stadium at TIAA Field. And, therefore, Matt Hardy, being in Private Party's corner, provides Santana and Ortiz somewhat of an extra motivation to beat Private Party and silence the quote-unquote broken warrior once and for all. Yeah, I'm going to go bad boys here as well. I'm taking the heel side as this. Santana and Ortiz should pick up the victory here and gain that momentum back for the crew as they get back at their stadium. Trying to have more of a motivation with Matt Hardy there gives them more of a reason to win this match. And I like everything about Santana and Ortiz. So give me Santana and Ortiz. Wow, two for two in terms of heels for me. That's a first. But moving on, here we go. Here comes a good. This is going to be a babyface win for sure. But the AEW Women's Championship, Hikaru Shida versus Penelope Ford, the lovely Penelope Ford, Philly's finest as well. I gotta represent her. But of course, I gotta go with Hikaru here. She is going to be reigning this belt and keeping this belt for a very, very long time. I don't see her losing this whatsoever. She's on a tear right now. Obviously, after beating Nyla Rose, and Nyla Rose is nowhere to be seen right now, and basically it's a road of terror for Nyla as we speak. Not sure where she's at, but everyone across the world loves Shida, and holy Shida for sure. She is proven AEW that she is the best on top and the best when it comes to AEW's women division, in the weak women division, knowing that Britt Baker's hurt and a couple other wrestlers. Like I said, Nyla Rose hasn't come back yet. Also, Riho is also still in Japan, so not sure when she's coming back yet. It's been months since we've seen her. But once these women come back, I'm hoping that the women's division can get a little bit stronger. And but Penelope Ford and Pid Shida a couple weeks ago, after Kip Sabian, of course, distracted the women's champion and the referee. But rest be assured, this is Penelope's time to shine. But unfortunately, it is going to fall short. This is too early for Penelope to win the AEW Women's Championship. Maybe down the road, but for now, I don't think this is a time and place. This is Hikaru's time for AEW. She's going to hold it. Like I said, she's going to hold this belt for a while. And, Ford has an opportunity to bring a premature end to Shida's reign. But again, because of help from Kip Sabian, it's always going to be distraction regardless. But this would be too early for Shida to drop the belt. And to me, this is going to be the first babyface that I take to win and retain the AEW's Women's Champion will be Hikaru Shida. Congratulations. I think you're going to win this regardless. Moving on. Here we go. 2 babyface tag teams for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Kenny Omega and Cowboy Stuff himself, Hangman Page, versus the best friends of Chuck Taylor and Trent. What can I say? This might be the best match of the evening. Best friends have been on a tear right now with AEW, winning matches left and right. They've been really good, helping out Orange Cassidy as well, promoting his personality as he fights Jericho. But this match by far should be the best one of the evening for the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. These two teams not only are baby faces, but they're really good friends outside the ring as well. They have best friends have a real opportunity to cement their claim to the moniker. But you know what? It's gonna be tough here, and these titles are gonna be on the line. This is gonna be a very, very intense match. I don't really see Hangman or Omega lose the belts anytime soon. But you know what? The tag team division has become very crowded in recent months, which is up and coming, which is good. You have FTR that just came up about a month ago. The Young Bucks, of course. SCU, Dark Order, Private Party, Santana and Ortiz, the Le Sex Gods, of course, of Chris Jericho, and soon to come back, Sammy Guevara, all basically in that division. It is stacked. It is loaded. I just hope Omega and Hangman Page, retain, because they are the top of the tag team division. Best friends, as much as I love them, I think I honestly feel like FTR and the Young Bucks are a little bit more of a deserving transition from Best Friends, even though I know Best Friends have had a very, very good lockdown matches the last month or so, and they've been on a tear and great momentum. But you know what? I just do think that, and you can even put the Lucha Brothers in there, Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix. But of course, when everything's said and done here, I really do think that the power of friendship of Page and Omega will take over, and I still think they retain this belts for sure. So Omega and Hangman, they will retain the AEW Tag Team Championship for sure tonight. Moving on to TNT Championship, this is loaded with all championship belts. This night is going to be phenomenal. I can't wait. Once again, TNT Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Jake Hager. Again, I feel like this is a John Cena USA Championship, basically a call out, and I just don't see him losing. I don't see Cody losing, just like how Cena never really lost. But this is, again, going to be another gruesome fight. We know how Hager fights. He's very, very dominant. He's explosive. He is a big, big dude. But honestly, here, I just don't think Cody's going to get the throne for Jake Hager, and I think Cody's going to retain this belt as well. And expect some blood, too. I really do expect to see some blood drawn tonight, especially from Cody's side of things. But, I just don't... Lance Archer had his chance to defeat Cody, obviously lost. This is like another Lance Archer, but even better. Jake Hager, I just don't think it's going to happen. I'd be shocked if Hager wins this belt, but I think Cody retains, and, we'll see what happens. But you got to remember here that, Inner Circle, I have a feeling that down the road, they're all going to have the belt. I think Hager's going to have the TNT title. I think the Les Sex Gods are going to have the Tag Team Championship belts, or even Santana or Ortiz. But time will tell. Time will tell, because, Jericho makes that group. And I love everything about Chris Jericho, for sure. And I love everything about this group of basically of the fans there. And the wrestlers in the Inner Circle are great. They're all great together. They work together. And this should be a very, very exciting match in AEW. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, tune in. TNT tonight, AEW presents Fyter Fest, Night 1, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Western Time. This is going to be one hell of a show, and I expect everyone out there, especially those AEW fans that are tuning in, I highly recommend you checking this out, because it's going to be a very, very fun match. But again, real quick, please make sure that you use, when going into mybookie.ag, use the promo code 12ouncesports. That's 12OZ Sports. All one word, and sign up for an account with MyBookie, and they will obviously match your deposit up to $1,000. Like always, it is phenomenal. I highly recommend it. And once again, 12 Ounce Sports is the home for the best live talk shows and sports broadcasts. You know that you can always catch my show, Pete's Power Plays, and everyone else's on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. But Zingo TV, of course, make sure you tune in the channel 761. That's 761. And Zingo TV is going to be up and running. It is awesome. Everyone's shows are there live. Enjoy it. But ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that wraps up my show of the Wednesday, July 1st episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only, King of the Ice himself, Philly Pete. Once again, we are live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV. Happy Canada Day, everybody. Those that want to be potential clients, please DM me at The Real Pete Tooch. You search up PT. I'm one of the first guys there. You can't miss me. I will answer all your questions about hockey, my packages, alongside as well my daily fantasy football lineups as well. Who but Philly Pete to answer those questions for you. So everyone have a phenomenal day. I will be back tomorrow, and enjoy your day. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and I'm out. See you guys. Bye.